Hello everyone and welcome to Ellyn with a Y. Thank you so much for joining. I am so excited about this week's episode. I have a good friend, Shaun Hemphill, is joining me later on in the show. We've got so much to get into, so I'm going to dive in. The hot topics this week to dive into are pretty quick, but slightly Kardashian related. So the first is, last week I talked on the show about my obsession with Kim's body makeup videos and how mesmerizing it is to watch like legs be covered up by this body makeup. Not saying that you should, not saying that you shouldn't, just that I thought it was cool. Well, Jamila, who is on The Good Place and is kind of like a crusader against Kim Kardashian and everything that that family represents. She talks a lot about how they promote like an unhealthy body image. I think she wrote, here's the image, hard pass. She like wants people to be able to be at peace with their stretch marks and their eczema. But like, if this is how someone can find peace because it's like distressing to them, like what about their mental health? If you're feeling stressed out by like marks on your body, you should be able to cover it up if you want to. I get where she's coming from and that like societally we shouldn't be, you know, bogging women down and bogging anyone down by the stress of having to like hide eczema or something. But if someone wants to cover it, don't shame them because they want to cover it. I feel like she's so anti-Kim that I feel like no matter what the Kardashians do, Jamila is just going to come out and say something negative. Leave Kim alone. Like, you know what she's dealing with. You know, she's got 150 kids. She's got a husband who wants to do whatever he wants. She's literally a crusader for people in jail right now. She's like going to like law school so she can save people and help people. I'm like, do we really need to be tearing her down because she's trying to make a buck on her leg makeup? You know, makeup by Mario has to eat too. So I'm kind of over this Jamila attacking Kim. On an additional Kardashian update, if anyone has been following, we are finally able to watch the footage of when Khloe Kardashian found out about Tristan and Jordyn Woods. And it's incredible to watch. It gives a lot of behind the scenes. It's a 2-part special, so I watched on Sunday and then I would watch again on this coming Sunday. And the big takeaway is that Khloe says that Jordyn never formally apologized and said, "I'm sorry." And if that's the case, then what she said on the Red Table Talk to Jada Pinkett Smith, one of my favorite shows on the internet, then she lied, or she just kind of skirted the truth, or maybe she thinks that she apologized, but she never actually said the words, "I'm sorry." And in the words of Justin Bieber, is it too late now to say sorry? I don't know. An apology is an apology. And I think maybe it would help with Kylie and her friendship being able to mend, because that's the real tragedy here is Kylie's friendship with with Jordyn. Coming to an end. Having a best girlfriend relationship end is so catastrophic because it's not something that you would ever expect to have end. And like if you're in a relationships sometimes they end. It's a reality, right? Like divorces happen, you know, people break up. But when you're in a best friendship with someone for your majority of your life, whole life, and that relationship goes away, like I can speak from personal experience, it is worse than a breakup because it's not something you ever would have thought would go away. So I feel so bad for Kylie in this situation. Like I got goosebumps watching it. So it's kind of sad. Moving into the last bit of Hot Topic news, we have wedding bells are ringing because Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas are currently in Paris, we believe, getting ready for their nuptials at some point this week. Apparently, Dr. Phil commented on this photo and said, like, "Oh, 1 week, lovebirds," or something. Like, Grandpa, you ruined the surprise by commenting and thinking that you were DMing, but you were commenting on a public photo. Come on. If you're going to be on social media, you need to know what you're doing. So I'm very excited. Nick Jonas, Priyanka are there in Paris as well. Hopefully the whole Joe Bros fly in. I cannot wait for actual footage. That is the hot topics. And now we are going to get into a new segment of the show for the summer. So replacing what to watch this summer is Big Brother-in-Law. So As you know, I've spoken about on the show, I am a big, big brother fan. And I have a lot of people in my life, a lot of friends, a lot of family. Shaun himself came here and we watched Big Brother together, the premiere this evening. So Big Brother 21. This summer, instead of the What to Watch segment, we are going to be doing a Big Brother-in-law segment. And I'm going to have my brother-in-law, Wayne Stankewicz. We are going to be talking about the recap of the episode and giving our predictions for the next episode or future episodes. And we're also going to crown the person who was doing the most in this week's episode. Because when it comes to Big Brother, it is often that someone is doing too much. So I'm really excited to talk about Big Brother with Wayne because he will go on to like the Reddit threads and like find out what's going on and like get the goss. He'll like know when someone has like actually, yeah, he gets like the real tea from like all the people that watch the live feeds 24/7. The first episode was great. It was already drama. We already had people like campaigning to win this like new special power camp director. We had guy with the perfect jawline competing against first plus size model on the show. And then we had like people from Staten Island, quite frankly, too many people from Staten Island, and like 150 people from Jersey. It's like, why can't I get on the show? Maybe I could. Like, it seems like the odds are actually not that bad. Like, there's, I think, 2 or 3 people from Jersey and Staten Island, and I'm like kind of pretending like Staten Island and Jersey are the same thing. Oh, and like, can we also just like talk about the box ticking that went on with this season? Shaun and I were talking about this when the show started. It's like they literally had some like diversity and sensitivity training person come in, show them like all the diversity boxes that you need to tick, and they went down the list. They were like, Asian woman, check. Black man with beautiful eyes, check. We assume gay, Tommy is gay because he was like saying something about the Jack guy, so I'm assuming he's gay. Hispanic plus size woman with the Jessica girl. There's lesbian. Like there's literally one of any specific type of diversity, and then there's like 6 straight white men. Talking a little bit about how they're the box ticking with diversity for this season. Oh yeah.
So one thing that I did notice, there's a new box for the new age mystic girl. I think they had a lot of success with, what was her name, Caitlyn last year?
Yeah, last year, Caitlyn Herman.
Christy this year, who totally has that vibe.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely adding that in. And then you've got your typical nerds and jocks and, you know.
And models. Models that work on farms.
Yep.
You know, that's another stereotype that they're just like, box check. I just wish it wasn't quite so apparent.
Yeah.
This is the Big Brother-in-law segment. # Big Brother-in-law segment. So I want to get the quick download from you. What did you think about this week's episode?
So the big thing that stood out to me this week was Jackson's play. He is
his jaw.
Yep. So I don't know. I was thinking about you when he was talking about how much he loved watermelon.
Oh my God!
That he eats 2 to 3 watermelon a day. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna love him.
I was screaming. I loved that with the big container of watermelon.
Yep. And with a jaw like that, you could probably eat the whole watermelon in one bite. So, but to me, he is the quintessential playing too hard, too fast house guest.
Yeah.
And I think it's really going to come back to bite him, especially with this twist.
Oh, 100%.
And I love how at the very end, he's sitting there mulling over and saying, oh, I didn't want this. I didn't ask for this. When 10 seconds earlier, he was lobbying for everyone to give him the power. So,
yeah, I said that about his speech. It was like, I was like, either he's a genius or he's super dumb, because his speech to get into this like camp counselor running was like, you know, I don't really want to do it, but someone's got to put their hat in the ring. I'm like, dude, 5 other people already nominated themselves. Like, you really didn't have to do it.
Exactly.
And then he got it, and he's like, someone's got to do it. Like, he might be a genius, or he might just be dumb.
I think
too soon.
But
you think he's dumb?
Yeah. But, you know, he and Jack's early on bromance, you know, that might be a power duo if they can both stay in the game for a while. But they both seem more physical. So they definitely need someone in there with the brains and strategy elements to help out their team.
Yeah, I think so too. So predictions. He's got to nominate 4 people. Who do you think, without knowing anything, and we've got the second part of the premiere tomorrow night, who do you think he's going to nominate?
That's tricky because there hasn't really been a lot of established relationships yet. So I think he might go after Jess just because she was so heavily competitive regarding the director position. Unfortunately, I think he's going to put the old guy up. I forget what his name is.
That old guy.
Yeah. And the other 2 spots, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say this early. It's like he's going to have a huge target on his back after this.
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty smitten with a lot of the girls, so I really doubt he's going to put any of them up.
I'm telling you, Big Brother is a hybrid of The Bachelor, Survivor, and Real World.
Well, they were really pushing Love Island in their commercial breaks. 5 nights a week.
They really were. They're like, if you can't get enough of these like intermittent hookups on Big Brother, watch that show.
Yeah, exactly.
And who would you say, so every week we're going to award one person or maybe shame them, because who is doing the most in this week's episode? Too much, or personality-wise too much?
I think Jackson is doing way too much, way too early. I think he's putting a big target on his back, and I don't think he's going to last very long.
Oh, Jackson with the jawline. It might be your time to go. You can go out to pasture with the watermelons. Well, thank you so much, Wayne. I'm so glad that this worked. I'm so excited for #BigBrother-in-Law, the new summer segment of Ellyn with a Y. We are going to be here weekly together, unpacking all of that there is to talk about with Big Brother week over week, because my power watching skills go completely dedicated to Big Brother in the summer, because it's a 3-episode-a-week show. It's a huge commitment. It's a big commitment. Thank you so much, Wayne. I really appreciate it. I will talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye. So that moves me into our food for thought segment, which is what I was talking about at work today. So I was, as I do at work, sometimes listen to some motivational self-help awareness podcasts. And I was just having a real moment of like, you know, I work on myself. I'm reading all these different books about like awareness and an awakening to a new kind of like consciousness in our society. Because previously we were all very concerned with like just staying alive day to day, week to week, you know, and we would be rewarded in heaven. That's like kind of how societies were structured with kings and queens, etc. And now we're kind of waking up to a new time of like, I should be happy. Well, who the heck knows how to be happy? You kind of have to like re-educate yourself, because they're not teaching you that necessarily in school, especially from an emotional standpoint. Melissa, I had on the show a couple weeks ago, talks all about we don't really teach like emotional learning. And so I was talking at work how I feel like I've come to a place where I'm kind of self-aware about a couple things that I could be working on, and being, you know, according to Brene Brown, courageously vulnerable. And I need to work on that. But I will say, being self-aware and being vulnerable enough to identify that there are some things that I would like to work on within myself, well, you know what? It kind of sucks. Sometimes it just sucks, because I really don't want to have to do the work sometimes. If you realize that you have things that you need to work on about yourself, and then you have to actually roll up your sleeves and do the work. You have to try to be a better person. You need to be kinder to others. You need to be considerate. You need to be present. You need to make time. Well, you know what? That seems like a lot of work. And how come not everybody has to work on themselves? How come I have to work on myself? I kind of want to be lazy and not work on myself. I know that that's not the right thing to say, but sometimes I'm like, God, being self-aware is the worst. Because if I was ignorant to how I am, I could just continue to walk through life ignorant to a behavior or a way, you know, a system that I operate within. But now that I am aware, I have woken up out of the matrix. Well, you know, a steak will just never taste the same because I know it's not real. That's a really hardcore Matrix reference. I loved the Matrix. Oh my God. Neo. Oh my God. I loved me some Keanu Reeves back when I was younger. So I just think that like it's funny because sometimes you can get down on yourself when it comes to being self-aware, and it's great to grow and evolve as a human, but then you do have to do the work. Like, oh, okay, I know that I am, this way. Well, now you got to work on it. It was half the battle was figuring it out, but now you got to work on it. And sometimes you just don't want to work on it, and you just want to be a power watcher and sit on your couch and watch your shows and not have to think about it. So that's kind of my food for thought this week, that like if anyone else is going through kind of self-actualization and awareness and trying to be vulnerable, it is a lot of work and it's taxing, and I genuinely feel like my brain is on overload right now, but it's all with the effort to be a better person. That's my food for thought this week. If you are self-aware, give me a thumbs up. And if you are working on yourself, give me another thumbs up, because we are in this together. So that brings me into my guest portion of the show. I am so excited to bring on my good friend Shaun, everyone. And you can follow him on Instagram at Shempday, SHEMPDAY.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Look at this. I love this. Wait, give us a little shake. Come on. Oh, yes. I love. Okay, so, Shaun.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain to everyone how we know each other?
We actually know each other from Red Caps, which is basically a nice little family of orientation leaders up at the University of Hartford. And yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah. We actually weren't in it at the same time, though.
Correct.
Which is kind of fun. We were talking about that when you got here. We
kind of like Chronicles of Narnia.
That's what it felt like. We like crossed paths with each other and knew people, like I knew people that you knew, because but we actually never actually went to college together. You know what? Red Caps is just such a tight knit group. Like people, we just stay connected.
Yes. Through and through.
Yeah, for real. So go UHeart or UHA. I know everyone in everyone in the alumni group is like very heated about UHeart or UHA. UHA. So that's how we know each other. We know each other from our good old college days. Well, we were just watching Big Brother together. We're both Big Brother fans. Just
definitely
love it.
I remember the first episode where you had to log on to AOL with the little CD. And I remember when they first did their like live feed and the controversy that had at that time. So yeah, I remember.
Oh my! I remember when they used to compete for food for real. I loved that. Bring it back. My Aunt Grace and my Uncle Larry are the ones that introduced me.
It's a great family show.
It is. It brings us together.
It really is.
We have group chats about it. Yeah, we do. We do. So I wanted to talk a little bit about we met in college, and you kind of stayed within the education system. Okay.
So I graduated from UHA, and then I started working at Pace University.
Oh,
and then from there, I was accepted into the graduate program at UHA again, and got my master's in communication, and then graduated and went to University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown and stayed there for 5 years, working with a myriad of student groups, from LGBTQI plus groups to our predominantly African-American students, Greek life, residential life, and that's how it all started, really.
You were the man about campus.
I was.
You
were
like
very
involved.
This close from being a dean,
Oh,
Dean
wow. Dean Hep. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
It has a good ring to it.
But we got you back to New York City, where you are from, Brooklyn, born and raised.
Yes. EK?
Yes. And now, can you explain to everyone what you're doing? Because I didn't even realize what you're doing now.
So I recently ended my contract with Columbia University, and now I'm working with Brooklyn Job Corps. And what we do is we work with inner city youth and adult youth and help them to get reacclimated to education. So we pay for everything, and we help train them in specific trades, i.e. culinary, homeland security, and we work to place them either in jobs or enter them into the military or pay for 2 years of their CUNY college education.
Oh my God, I love that. That literally, just hearing that inspired me so much. I just feel like, in an effort to be working on oneself,
yes,
it's so important to be working somewhere where you feel like you're doing something and you're helping others. Like, it just can't all be about us all the time.
Right.
You know, and I was saying this is part of Ellyn's growth. I've been doing a lot of like things for me, launching the show and, you know, kind of stepping into my power as I'm approaching 30 and I'm just and I'm feeling like just a new person. But I'm like, you know, I've been doing a lot of things for me. The next thing I take on, like, I want to do for someone else. Like, I need to spread some, like, I talk about spreading joy on the show a lot. That's the sign off. But I want to spread that. I'm so inspired by you. I want to come like help out. What can I do?
You know of any youth who may need a little bit of redirection? I mean, that's why we're here. Some youth come to us and need a high school education or GED. We're able to provide that for them as well. And some people come with us after possibly maybe trying higher education and it not working out. And so, you know, we're here to really put them back on the right track. So if you know anybody who's interested, you know, we'd love to sit down and talk with them and see if Brooklyn Job Corps will be a good fit.
Oh, I just love that. Oh my God. And you're such a ray of sunshine.
I try.
Yes. We were talking about, because you are kind of like my Pride correspondent this weekend. With
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yes, my little pin here.
And the rainbow socks. Well, we've got Pride coming up this weekend in New York. And not only just Pride, we've got World Pride. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit. You said that you worked with students in like LGBTQIA. Yes.
Plus, yeah.
Plus. Oh, thank you. Because like the letters keep, you know, I keep adding. I'm like, I don't want to get it wrong. LGBTQIA plus.
Yes.
Yay. Okay. So, but I want to ask you, like, what does Pride mean to you? Being here in New York, World Pride, what does that represent?
You know, oh gosh, it's like, that's a loaded question.
You're like, that's a lot to unpack.
You know, for me, it really just means being able to stand in your own truth, whatever that may be. And not specifically being able to go to a parade, but just, I think, spending it with the people whom you care about, so your friends, and just, you know, being yourself and being comfortable in your own skin and being able to live out loud. And my hashtag is, you know, live amplified. And I think when you're able to live in your purpose, you can really become more self-aware, you know, of whom you are and really grasp everything from life that you should have and obtain. So it really allows you to be free, you know, for that moment of the oppression that is going on in the world, and to hopefully, you know, reach back out and help others.
And then help others and pass that along. Because once you kind of step into, I think a lot of people, once you step into your power, something just sets right when you start doing what you're supposed to be doing in your life, or you're living your life authentically, and like just pieces come together. And it sounds so cheesy, because like if you hear that, you're like, oh God,
yes,
like, yeah, if I like really like live my truth. But like, I don't think I've ever been happier than doing this show and putting it out for whoever wants to watch, but spreading the joy that I can spread. I feel really good about it. I'm bringing on people who want to talk about interesting things and how they're helping and spreading joy. And I really believe that.
Yeah. And I think, you know, as much as we can tap into that vertical development as a person, as a people, we are then more willing to share our gifts, you know, with other people, because we realize that it's not just about us, and we're not just learning from one secular individual, but it's really about your life experiences that really shape whom you are as a person.
I love that. I'm bringing back a game we haven't played in a while. We are going to play Would You Rather.
Okay.
And we're playing a reality Would You Rather, because it's specially made for Shaun.
Ooh.
So the first Would You Rather, and everyone watching, comment below. Would you rather be on Big Brother or be on Survivor?
Big Brother.
You're like, right away.
Yes, because I would easily survive in the house, and I wouldn't be afraid to, I guess, really be like Jackson and play the game hardcore from the beginning, even though it could get me sent out very quickly.
Yeah.
Survivor, I would probably die in the first, 2 days. If you
The first 2 days.
If you haven't seen my frame, it's like the skeleton from science class. And you didn't make it. You didn't make it.
You didn't make it. I will confidently say I would pick Big Brother as well. I think that you and I both would do well with the social game.
I think so.
And like someone else can win the physical comps. All right, the next game, the next Would You Rather, everyone, is would you rather be a housewife on The Housewives of New York or The Housewives of Beverly Hills?
I would say New York.
Okay.
Because I'm from New York.
Okay.
And I feel like I have a little bit of Bethany in me.
Ooh.
I do, like all of her
skinny girl.
All of her catchphrases, I'm here for.
I love.
And I just love the city of New York, where nothing is as it seems, and every nook and cranny that you turn can be a new experience. So definitely New York.
Definitely New York. I might have to go with Beverly Hills.
They have the best theme song, I will say that.
They got a good theme song. I like the summer. I think I'm kind of over winter at this point. PSA to everyone in my life.
So is HBO.
Yeah. Winter has come and gone. So I think I would do Beverly Hills. Also just because I feel like Beverly Hills is more like in the mix of like celebrity. Whereas like Ramona and like Dorinda, like they're in their own little, world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if I'm Kyle Richards, if I'm rolling with Kyle and Lisa Rinna, well then I'm also loosely associated with like the Hiltons and the Kardashians and the Hadids, people who are like on the cusp. So there's this new podcast I've been listening to, Who Weekly. People have turned me on to. It's like you're a who or a them.
Okay.
And who is like, who are they? And a them is like, oh, you know them from XYZ.
Gotcha.
I would want to be firmly planted within the thems. So I would be in Beverly Hills. Goodbye, Kyle. Have you seen that one? Goodbye, Kyle.
Such a freaking liar, Camille.
So good, so good. So yeah, I would be on Beverly Hills. You can catch me, at the Hollywood sign. All right, so that brings us to the close of the show, which means it's the Noah Centineo news update. And the only update that I have is that he was in New York last week, and I didn't get to see him. It's okay, one day. So that's the update on Noah Centineo, and that is the end of the show, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And watching Big Brother with me tonight.
Yeah.
It was such a treat to watch the premiere with you. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I appreciate you tuning in week over week. Next week is the 20th episode party. We're going to have some of the past guests come on to the show, and we are going to have a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for it. So tune in next week. Thank you for watching. I hope the show brought you some joy. I hope you can spread some joy, because that's what this is all about. So thank you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here, and to watch more videos, click here.